Konnichiwa, Neki-san here again, and today we're looking at, well, something that's very long and taking up most of my living room. This is actually a Sega, well, the base unit of a Sega driver cab, the single sit-down type. And, well, I'm just looking at it and just seeing what I've got, what works, what doesn't work, and for those of you who are interested, the game in question is Sega Touring Car Championship. It's supposed to be a, well, in vein of, in the style of Sega Rally, but just wasn't as popular. And obviously it's based on the Touring Car Championship, as you might have guessed. Anyway, back to this unit. What I'm doing at the minute is just going through step by step, trying to figure out what's going on and seeing what I've got, what works, what doesn't work. And already it's not looking great. Well, it looks good in some ways, but not other ways. To start off with, I didn't actually have a plug. For some reason, because this is my first Sega driver, I'm not used to them at the minute. It turns out that there is no IEC in there on the back of this unit, so there's only that little 3-pin plug. Thankfully, I do have a male-to-male one of these, and it actually came from a Taito, actually a Taito cabinet of some description, I don't know. But, so all I've done is just hack that up to make it into a little live inlet. It'll be good enough for now. And that's just going into a British plug that I've had to wire in. And yeah, so what I've done, tested that everything is working and go forward. Transformer is working, that's outputting a nice 100 volts, which is great. Power supply, this one is a replacement power supply. As you can see, it's not exactly the nicest of jobs. Might work, but crikey, I'm going to change that. So yeah, this is not the original board loom. This is the other half of the cab. I don't have both halves, but I have all of the parts really for the other cab, just not the shell. Yeah, so I've got one game unit on there, one game unit up here, and the reason this is installed is because unfortunately, I'm not sure if a mouse got into here or it overheated, but yeah, this is the plug from the old loom. You might be able to guess why I just decided to not use this. I could repair this, and I might, but it's also a great source of connectors if I need it, because I'm only going to be running the one cab. I'm not really going to be running two. So, yes. Unfortunately, that's as good as it gets, because although I have a power supply loom up to here, sorry, I'm not really focused on the camera, I really should be. This is as far as it gets. Yes. It's also quite loud. Unfortunately, that is a sign of a dead Model 2. That's the graphics process is basically not doing anything. It's just outputting random data. And for those who are going to try to say that this LCD it might not be compatible, it is. It is a 24 kilohertz compatible LCD monitor, and I know this because it works for my Model 2B that's down there. But I mean, this one's filthy. It's absolutely filthy. There's just dust everywhere. But that's not my worry. The dust isn't going to necessarily cause an issue, but I'll turn it on again. Turn it on again. M68K is not booting. We can tell because all these lights are on. That LED is not on for some reason, but I think that's just a power light. But yeah, it just doesn't boot. End of. There's no activity on it. You can't make it do anything. Nothing changes anything. The comms board is apparently working, which is nice. Yes. Unfortunately, both the game boards do this, so it's not a case of I can just transfer parts. At the minute, I have no game board to play on this arcade cab, which is a shame because, well, even if I only had one, STCC is not exactly my favourite game in the world, but you know, it's always nice to have something you can start with. So yeah, what I'm going to have to try to do is figure out why this board or this board isn't working. Unfortunately, that one has a little bit of corrosion on it. It doesn't look like it's eaten any traces, but it is present, and this one just looks filthy. I couldn't tell you whether that's just filthy because, you know, whether it's got further damage. In fact, actually, I might just have a quick look. So I'm just gonna have a quick look. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, but that is nasty. I mean, it's better than the other one was, I'll say that much. But I don't know. I don't see anything obvious, but I've not taken off the ROM boards or anything yet. I've not reseated the ROMs on this. Unfortunately, the other ROM board is, I think, a bit past it. Not only is the contacts corroded on it, the ROM chips, at least the program ROM for the M68K, has decided to snap pins. So I'm thinking that A, I have to replace the sockets, and B, the ROMs have just gone on that. So yeah, that's the state of what we're at the minute. And yes, I've got to piece together what I'm going to do. I mean, at least now I know what I'm working with. I've got 2 dead game boards. What I might try to do is see if one is just due to, you know, possibly the bad ROM board or something like that, or whether they're just 2 dead CRX Model 2B, or sorry, Model 2C CRX boards, and just gone. But we have power. We have some vague signal video. And for those who are curious, the reason I've got this to work on the LCD is I have a custom little harness I made for my Model 2B, which just goes off into this sort of VGA connector. It's not VGA, but it is following the VGA pinout. Yeah,